ஓகே, குட் ஈவினிங் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ். இன்றைக்கி நம்ம பார்க்க வேண்டியது என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, லெசன் 1 ஜுவாலஜியில் ரீப்ரொடக்ஷன் இன் ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ். வாட் டைப் ஆஃப் ரீப்ரொடக்ஷன் ஆர் occur in all the organism, in a lower kind of organism or higher kind of organism, anything is there. Which type of reproduction is there and mode of reproduction, methods of reproduction. Here the reproduction has some basic features such as synthesis of RNA and proteins, replication of DNA, cell division and growth, formation of reproductive units and their fertilization to form a new individual. That the kind of activity is called reproduction. Here the organism exhibit two major modes of reproduction, namely asexual and the sexual method. Here a single parent without the involvement of gamete formation is asexual reproduction and the offspring produced are genetically identical. Asexual reproduction is mostly used by amitotic and mitotic division or otherwise somatic body cells, hence it is known as the somatogenic or plastogenic reproduction. When two parents participate in the reproductive process involving two types of gametes are called ova and sperm, it is called sexual reproduction. Okay, first one, asexual reproduction. Here is widespread among the different organisms. It is common in all members of Protista, bacteria, archaea and multicellular organisms, which is relatively a simple organization. The offspring show unique parallel inheritance without any genetic variations. The different methods of asexual reproduction is seen in animals are fission, budding, fragmentation and regeneration. There are the four kinds of methods. Fission, first one, fission is the division of the parent body into two or more identical daughter individuals. Five types of fissions are seen in animals. They are binary fission, multiple fission, plasmatomy, stobulation and sporulation. Here the binary fission, amoeba, that is a good example. The parent organism divides into two halves and each half forms a daughter individual. The nucleus divides first amitotically or mitotically, karyogenesis occurs, followed by division of the cytoplasms. The resultant offsprings are genetically identical to the parent depending upon the plan of division. Binary fission is the following types. The simple irregular binary fission, first one. In a binary fission there are types: simple irregular binary fission, transverse binary fission, longitudinal binary fission and oblique binary fission. The first one, simple irregular binary fission, is seen in amoeba like irregular shaped organisms, whereas the plan of division is hard to observe. The contractive vacuole cease to function and disappear. The nuclei disintegrate and the nucleus divides mitotically. The cell then contracts in the middle, so the cytoplasm divides and forms two daughter cells. The next one is the transverse binary fission. The plan of division runs along the transverse axis of individual paramecium and planaria. Here in paramecium, the macromolecules divides by amitosis and the micronucleus divides by mitosis. The next one is longitudinal binary fission. The nucleus and the cytoplasm divides in a longitudinal axis of organism. In flagellate, the flagella is retained usually by one daughter cells. The basal granule is divided into two and the new basal granule forms a flagellum in the other daughter individual. Example, Vorticella and Euglena. In oblique binary fission, the plan of division is oblique. It is seen in diflagellates, that is Serratium. The simple irregular binary fission in amoeba, in which way it will occur? There is a diagrammatic representation of the simple binary fission in amoeba. Okay. The next one, here there is another paramecium. There is a transfer binary fission in paramecium. There is another diagrammatic representation of that Euglena binary fission. Then another one, paramecium. Then another one is Euglena. Here this is the another type of longitudinal binary fission in Euglena. There is diagrammatic representation. Okay. Then in a multiple fission, the parent body divides into many similar daughter cells simultaneously. First the nucleus divides repeatedly without the division of the cytoplasm. Later the cytoplasm divides into as many parts as that of nuclei. Each cytoplasm parent encircles one daughter nucleus. This results in the formation of many smaller individuals from the single parent organism. If multiple fission produce four or many daughter individuals by equal cell division and the young ones do not separate until the process is complete, then this division is called repeated fission. Verticilla. Okay, during unfavorable conditions, there is increase or decrease in temperature, scarcity of food, amoeba withdraws its pseudopodia and secretes a three-layer protective chitinous cyst wall around it and becomes inactive. This phenomenon is called encystment. When conditions become favorable, the encystment amoeba divides by multiple fission and produces many minute amoeba is called pseudopodiospore or amoebulae. The cyst wall absorbs water and breaks off, liberating the young pseudopodiospores. Each with the fine pseudopodia, they feed and grow rapidly to lead an independent life. In some metazoan animals, a special type of transverse fission called stobulation occurs. In the process of stobulation, several transverse fission occurs simultaneously, giving rise to a number of individuals which often do not separate immediately from each other. There is aurelia. Plasmatomy is the division of multinucleated parent into many multinucleate daughter individuals. With the division of nuclei, nuclear division occurs later to maintain normal number of nuclei. Plasmatomy occurs in Oblina and Plumyxa, giant amoeba. That is, during unfavorable condition, amoeba multiplies by sporulation without encystment. Nucleus breaks into several small fragments or chromatin plaques. Each fragment develops a nuclear membrane, becomes surrounded by cytoplasm and develops a spores cast around. When conditions become favorable, the parent body disintegrates and spores are liberated from this amoeba, each catching into a young amoeba. Here in budding, the parent body produces one or more buds and each bud grows into a young one. The buds separate from the parent to lead a normal life in sponges. The buds consist a discharge from the parent body and the bud develops into a new sponge. When the buds are formed on the outer surface of the parent body, it is known as exogenous budding. It is present in outside, that is endogenous. It is present in inside, that is endogenous budding is there. For example, here the hydra for exogenous. Hydra, when food is plenty, the endoderm cells increase and form a small elevation on the body surface. Ectoderm and endoderm are pushed out to form a bud. The bud contains an interior lumen in continuation with parent's gastrovascular cavity. The bud enlarges, developing a mouth and a circle of lenticles and it is free end. When fully grown, the bud constructs at the base and finally separates from the parent body and leads on independent life. In Noctiluca, hundreds of buds are formed inside the cytoplasm and many remain within the body of the parent. This is called endogenous budding. In freshwater, sponges and in some marine sponges are regular and peculiar mode of asexual reproduction occurs in internal buds called gemmules is seen. A completely grown gemmule is a hard ball consisting of an internal mass of food-laden archaeocytes. During unfavorable condition, the sponge disintegrates, but the gemmule can withstand adverse conditions. That's okay. Then fragmentation. How it will be produced a new individual. The parent body breaks into fragments or pieces, and each of the fragment has the potential to develop into a new individual. Fragmentation or pedal laceration occurs in many genera of sea anemones. Lobes are constructed from the pedal disc, and each of the lobe grows mesenteries and tentacles to form a new sea anemones. In a tapeworm, that is Taeniozolium, the gravate, right? Prolatids are the oldest at the posterior end of the stobela. The gravate proclatids are irregularly cut off either singly or in groups from the posterior end by the process called apolysis. This is very significant since it helps in transferring the developed embryos from the primary host man to find a secondary host. The next one is regeneration. In that regeneration, the regrowth in an injured region. Regeneration was first studied in Hydra. Abraham Trimble in 1740. Regeneration is of two types, morpholysis and epimorphosis. In morpholysis, the whole body grows from a small fragment, Hydra planaria. When Hydra is accidentally cut into several pieces, each piece can regenerate the last parts and develop into whole new individuals. The parts usually retain their original polarity with oral ends by developing tentacles and abornal ends by producing basal disc epimorphosis in the replacement of lost body parts. It is of two types, namely reparative or restorative regeneration. In reparative regeneration, only certain damaged tissues only regenerate. For example, human beings, whereas in restorative regeneration, severed body parts can develop. Example, starfish, tail of wall lizard. Up to this one, there is a asexual reproduction is over. The next we pass on to a sexual reproduction. Here there is entirely different. Sexual reproduction involves in a fusion of male and female gametes to form a diploid zygote, which develops into a new organism. It leads to genetic variation. These type of sexual reproduction seen in animals are syngamy and conjugation. In syngamy, the fusion of two haploid gametes takes place to produce a diploid zygote depending upon the place where the fertilization it will occur. It is of two types. First one is external fertilization and internal fertilization. In the external fertilization, the fusion of male and female gametes takes place outside of the body of female organism in a water medium. For example, sponges, fishes, amphibians. In an internal fertilization, the fusion of male and female gametes takes place within the body of female organism. For example, reptiles, aves and mammals. Here, the different kinds of syngamy fertilization are prevalent among living organisms. First one is autogamy. The male and female gametes are produced by the same cell or same organism, and both the gametes fuse together to form zygote, that is actinospermium and paramecium. Then exogamy. The male and female gametes are produced by different parents and they fuse to form zygote. So it is biparental. Example, human dioecious or unisexual animal. Then hologamy. Lower organisms, sometimes the entire mature organism do not form gametes, but they themselves become as gametes, and the fusion of such mature individuals is known as hologamy. Example, trichonympha. Then paedogamy. It is a sexual union of young individuals produced immediately after the division of adult parent cells by mitosis. Then merogamy. Here the fusion of small sized morphologically different gametes, merogametes, takes place. Isogamy. There is another one, isogamy. Isogamy means iso means same. The fusion of morphological and physiological identical gametes are joined together is called isogamy. Monocystis. Then anisode, there is different. The fusion of dissimilar gametes are called anisogamy. Here anisogamy occurs higher animals, but it is customary to use the term fertilization instead of anisogamy or syngamy. Higher invertebrates and all vertebrates. The next one is conjugation. Temporarily union of the two individuals of the same species. During their union, both individuals, called the conjugation, exchange certain amount of nuclear material and then get separated. Conjugation is common among ciliates, paramecium, verticilla and bacteria, that is called prokaryotes. Then next one is phases of life cycle. There are three phases it will present, that is Joline phase, reproductive phase and senescence phase. In a Joline phase, vegetative phase is the period of growth between the birth of the individual up to reproductive maturity. During reproductive phase, maturity phase, the organism reproduce and their offspring reach maturity period. On the basis of time, breeding animals are of two types, seasonal breeders and continuous breeders. Seasonal breeders are reproductive at particular periods only, a year, such as frog, lizard, most birds, deers, etc. Continuous breeders continue to breed throughout their sexual maturity. Example, honeybee, poultry, rabbit, etc. Senescent phase begins at the end of the reproductive phase when degeneration sets in the structure and functioning of the body. Parthenogenesis. Next one is parthenogenesis, another topic. Parthenos, virgin, genesis produced. Here, development of an egg into a complete individual without fertilization is known as parthenogenesis. It was first discovered by Charles Bennett in 1745. Parthenogenesis is of two main types, namely natural parthenogenesis and artificial parthenogenesis. In certain animals, parthenogenesis occurs regularly, constantly and naturally in their life cycle and is known as natural parthenogenesis. In a natural parthenogenesis may be of two types. Example, complete and incomplete. In a complete is the only form of reproduction in certain animals and there is no biparental sexual reproduction it will occur. There are no male organism and so such individuals are represented by females only. In an incomplete parthenogenesis is found in some animals in which both sexual organism, sexual reproduction and parthenogenesis occur. Example, honeybees. Fertilized eggs develop into queen and workers, whereas unfertilized eggs develop into drones, that is male honeybee. In parthenogenesis, podogenesis, the larva produce a new generation of larvae by parthenogenesis. It occurs in the sporocytes and redia larva of liver fluke. It is also seen in the larva of some insects, that is called fly. In artificial parthenogenesis, the unfertilized egg, that is ovum, is induced to develop into a complete individual by physical and chemical stimuli, that is annelids and urcane eggs. This comes under this the artificial parthenogenesis. Okay, up to this one your first lesson is over. Thank you students, thank you one and all. Okay, thank you students, read very well.